that Smyrna Cowboy to you.
Hello everybody, Smyrna Cowboy here. How y'all doing today? Today is February the 17th, 2025 at 12:59 in the afternoon. Taking Miss Sally Ann out around her neighborhood to get her juices flowing before Snowmageddon 2 the sequel comes in. So I can put her up in the trailer and put the battery tender on her and keep her snug as a bug in a rug. We're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches Wednesday. Today's Monday, so when I started the spider, it threw a VSS code because I haven't started in a while and it's been outside. I'm not on the tender or anything, so the battery was low. I guess that's why it threw the code. So my wife wants me to head on up to Publix to get some milk. We have a half a gallon of milk that expires today, so I'll go up there in the car because I have to move the car back after I put Miss Sally Ann in her chariot. See what happens there. Well, nothing's really been happening per se, but I stumbled across a video. All right, you stupid son of a... And they're out there. Oh well. And he blows right through the stop sign too. And we got them everywhere. It's not just Viper 6, it's everywhere, it's everywhere. I wish he was up there just now. Would have nailed his ass. Oh, where was I? Oh yeah. You know how they do the sponsored ads on Facebook and all that stuff, you know? Well, there was an ad for a product called a cam box. Now, this has been around for a while. It comes from France.
We come from France? Fine, sir.
And the most I've seen was like 4 years ago. And I'll show you some pictures in the specs right here. It goes inside your helmet, right under the face shield. And it's got 4K capability. And it has full HD, 1080, and HD and 720. As you look at the specs there, it's got like 70 minutes recording time at I think it was at 720, but I'm not sure. So that looks very interesting, but so does the price tag. So I'm going to do a little bit more research on there. I've seen some videos of the cam box in action, and the audio was not all that great. The video is decent. It's pretty good, but I think the audio is not all that great. But what application I was gonna use it for was with the Fishing with Pappy videos, and I think if I'm reading the stuff right, it was originally designed for equestrian horse stuff and go-karting. It must be big in France.
We come from France? Fine, sir.
So I think that was the original intent for this particular camera. But it looks very interesting to me. I was wondering if somebody was going to come out with something like that, and little did I know, there's already something like that out. Who knew? Not me. But I want to do some more research on it and everything else, and just to familiarize myself with that particular method of videoing. But I thought that was interesting. Now, being on a fixed income, which we are, being retired, and all of you retirees know the situation. So, Mrs. Cowboy's car, she has that 2013 Forester. So, when I started it up one time, it threw codes. It threw the check engine light, stability control, and the cruise control. So that's happened to me once before when I left the gas cap off at a filling station. So then I went to the gas cap, and it was loose, so I disconnected the negative and then put it back in to clear the codes, and sure enough, it did it again. So I'm thinking, when I disconnected the battery terminal, it had a 116 sticker on it. So I'm thinking that this battery was manufactured in 2016. So that's 9-year battery. So if it is, I mean, it's got its life out of it, that's for certain. It's a Subaru brand battery. So I was telling Mrs. Cowboy that I was going to go up to Advantage or AutoZone to let them put the code reader on it. No, we'll just take it down to the dealership and let them fool with it. They're professionals. They know what they're doing. Well, alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
So that's what we did. We took it down to Darrell Waltrip Subaru in Franklin. Made an appointment, took it down there. So they come back out, and it was really cool though. They took a video of what was underneath. I got my heated seat on, it's burning my biscuits. And so it was pretty cool. They had it up on the rack and went underneath it and gave us a video thing. And I thought it would be rusted out more than it was, and to my delightful satisfaction, it wasn't hardly any rust at all, except at the Y coming from the manifolds going out to the dual exhaust. Everything was in place. It still got the catalytic converters and all that good stuff. So that was good. So they tested the battery. Well, it's dead. Well, it's lived its life, I'll say that. And then they checked the brake fluid, and it had discolored brake fluid, so they flushed and filled that. The PVC valve was clogged, so they replaced that. And of course, they put a Subaru original parts gas cap on it. So I'll pause here for a second, and you tell me what the final bill was. Okay, I'm going to put it on pause here for a second. Okay, did you get a guess? It was $980 for all that stuff. $980. So it took them a while for them to do it, and so they offered us a ride to Cracker Barrel or something just to get some lunch. And so the ride, it wasn't very far. He took the back way, didn't have to get on the main road, just took some back ways to the alleys and stuff like that. And we rode in a 2024 or 25 Subaru Forester. Talk about plush. That was so nice. And it's wider than our Subaru. And it had an info center. It looked like it was about maybe 3 foot long and 2 foot wide in the center console thing. All digital dash. Had the smart view in the front, and that's for people like ourselves. So if you don't stop without hitting something, it stops it for you. Adaptive cruise control. Collisions avoidance on the sides. Rear backup camera with collision avoidance. And it was really nice. And they had one in the showroom. It was a Subaru Forester Adventure Edition 2025. So I didn't even get up to look at the sticker price yet. So when we got to Cracker Barrel, I thought for crap and giggles, just to go to KVB, Kelly Blue Book, and see what the trade-in value on it was for our car. It's a 2013 Subaru Forester, as you see there, right there. And it has right at 64,000 miles on it. The condition is good. It's not excellent. It's good. It's just worn, not been in an accident. Not any major work done on it, except for a window motor on the driver's side. So KBB said it was anywhere from a range of 10,000 to 14,000. So okay, well that's pretty good for a trade-in. So then when we got back to the dealership, they came pick us up in our car. It was ready. So while Mrs. Cowboy was checking out, I went to go check out that Subaru Forester Adventure, and I was thinking 47 grand, but it was just 39 grand. So that was a pleasant surprise. So when I got home, I looked on the website, Daryl Waltrip, and the comparable version of my wife's car to today was just 34 grand. So I'm thinking 34 grand with a 10 grand trade-in, that brings it down to 24, and we have a brand new car. But don't get all excited, we didn't do the deal, as you saw a second ago. But our house will be paid for in May or June. The bike will be paid for next July. So that's just something to consider on down the road a little bit, because I'd say 90% of the driving when me and Mrs. Cowboy go out, I drive. And we take the car. Because if we take the truck, I have to push her butt to get up in there. I don't mind it, but she's sort of embarrassed when I have to push her butt in public. But, hey, you never know. 2 or 3 years on down the line, we may be getting another horse in the stable at the Smyrna Cowboy Hacienda. You just never know, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. You just never know what the next week will bring. Well, that's about it. That's all I got. Until Snowmageddon 2, the sequel, hits. So I'm gonna take her back home. She's at operating temperature now. And then I'll put her on the battery tender. She'll be ready to go when the weather clears. I hope you guys enjoyed the little installs that I've done, the little thing. And I've noticed up here too that the glue has come undone. I'll have to take a hair dryer to mold that back and to press it down some. but for 30 bucks, what do you expect? They said that that might happen, but I put it on when it was hot and I thought it would adhere, but apparently it didn't. I'll have to take a hairdryer to it and form it out a little bit. Not a biggie. So, well, there you go. Thanks for putting up with my jibber jabbering. So this is a Smyrna Cowboy here in Smyrna, Tennessee, going back to the Smyrna Cowboy Hacienda. Wishing you and yours a good day. And until next time, adios. Thank you for your time and attention.